it going, guys? Carl here, North Coast Constrictors. Okay, one of the subscribers requested a video on the rat breeding facility, the rodent breeding facility. So it's Saturday morning, and my girlfriend and I, mostly her, are busy doing the rats and the rodents at the moment. Okay, so behind me, those are all the racks. Yeah. So that we're busy doing at the moment, and I'm going to do a video now and show you kind of what's going on. My girlfriend and I do North Coast Constrictors together, and the deal is that I do the snakes, look after the snakes, feed them, clean them daily. The rodent facility is not at my snake facility, they're separate, and my girlfriend does the rodents. So she changes the sawdust and does all of that stuff, and I then fix water nipples, top up the water, fix any piping that is leaking, fix any leaks, mend any holes, all that kind of stuff, while my girlfriend in the background, who hates being on camera, puts fresh sawdust and poultry sorb and whatever into the racks. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to switch around the camera, and I'm going to show you that we've got mice breeding, ASFs breeding, and rats breeding, and I'll talk you through it. Okay, so basically we've got 5 tubs in a rack, each of those, and then I've got 20-litre water containers, transferring water down into the racks. Okay, except that one there's 220 litres supplying 3. Then over here on these are all 26-litre tubs. Okay, now these are maternity tubs, the ones on the very end. So these are all females with babies. Okay, this entire rack, all these 5 tubs are maternity tubs, and they're all females that have got babies. There are no males in these tubs whatsoever. And what we do is we put 4 females in to each of these tubs. Okay, and then the rest, those are all breeding racks. Okay, now over here, because hatchling season is coming up, these are for mice and some ASFs. However, I am in the process of getting rid of ASFs. Now, I haven't got any of these 20-litre water containers supplying water. I use these plastic honey jars, not honey jars because they're plastic, but with a little hole in. And then I've got mice inside here, little mice. And what we're doing is we are creating little hoppers for the hatchlings that we are expecting in the next 2 weeks, and they get fed about every 4 to 5 days, a hopper after their first shed. In these racks here we've got ASFs. Okay, some of my snakes don't like rats and mice. Well, first of all, I don't feed my ball pythons mice. Once they go into rats, they go into rats. I don't like feeding ASFs, to be honest. I don't like ASFs. Please excuse the mess, guys, because this is still work in progress. This is what it looks like when you have to clean. Okay, toolbox out, my piping there for pipes, my container here with all of my spare water nipples and T pieces, these parts here, extra piping, new water nipples, because sometimes these things jam and then you come in and you open up and you've got a tub that's flooded with water. Okay, so I keep all my spares up here, all my rat food, etc. And then, yeah, twice a week. Saturday is the cleaning day, but then I come here on a Wednesday and feed and top up water. Not that those don't really need topping up, but that does. So if you want to have a look at a breeding rack here, let's go to a breeding rack. And let's have a look and see. I usually pair up. There we go. I'm going to have an escapee. Excuse the camera work. All right. Oh, we've got some babies there. They're actually little fuzzies or pups. But I've got a ratio usually of either 3 or 4 females to 1 male. We've got some babies in here, but we're going to leave them in because they're big enough. There's only 3 in here. But what I did is I took out a mom just now that had pinkies, and I put it in one of the maternity tubs. So let's have a look and see if we can find a tub with no... Okay, there's only 2 females in here and 1 male, and that's because I took out a mommy now with a whole bunch of pinkies. And we have got a mommy there with a whole bunch of brand new pinkies here in the corner. I don't want to get bitten, they're very protective. I'm just gonna leave them be. In fact, that's fresh now. You guys, you'll often find this when you're breeding rats. As soon as you do a fresh substrate, a fresh clean, and you change out the sawdust, you'll usually find that quite often some moms that are about to pop, it usually triggers off them giving birth, literally within a few minutes. And then all our sawdust, we use 5-star wood shavings, dust-free, kiln-dried, compressed, and then I mix it with poultry sorb. Unfortunately, the bag of poultry sorb was finished. I throw it all on there and I do a 2-to-1 ratio. The poultry sorb is really good. If I can just try and find the poultry sorb, it's the very small pieces here. It just soaks up the urate. And then all the trash, that has to go in the bin. And then, yeah. So guys, that's pretty much it. And that there will feed approximately 150 ball pythons. Okay, so that's everything complete. You can see everything's been cleaned up. All the racks have been done. And everything's nice and stacked in the corner. Food, sawdust in the container there. You need to go and buy some more sawdust. Everything is done. We are done with the rats for the day. Okay, so well, that about wraps that up. I need to start loading up all the black rubbish bin bags and onto the back of my truck. Now, you guys in America, if you're watching from America, you call it a truck. Here in South Africa, we call it a bakkie. A double cab Hilux, bakkie, Toyota Hilux. It's like staple diet here in South Africa. I guess just like your Ford F-150s in America. I'll load up all this trash, dump it, sweep up the floor here, get everything cleaned up, and then head home. And when I get home, then it's into the snake room. So guys, yeah, that's the rat facility. We feed them Smith animal feeds here in South Africa. That's what we use. There's Smith, there's Meadow, there's Epol, there's AVR. I just find that Smith feeds for better bang for your buck. It's got all the right nutrients. It's got plant-based protein in it for rodents. It's not the same as dog pellets where it's meat-based protein. It's plant-based protein is what the rodents need. Our rodents are very healthy. And something that I probably haven't shown you. Okay, let me pull this out quickly. When needed. This is ivermectin. Ivermax, okay, but it's liquid ivermectin. Okay, if I get mites, I've got a couple of liters of that. You know those horrible crappy mites that come up on the ears and on the tails of your rats? What I do is I take 400 mils per 20-liter container, and I mix 400 mils into a 20-liter container, and I'll do that until that container is finished, and then just top it up with fresh water. And the rats will drink that water, and within a week to 10 days, the ears are nice and the tails are nice and fresh and pink. At ivermectin, Ivermax, super stuff for mites, guys. You can also sprinkle carbodust inside your rat containers. You just open it up and I haven't got any carbodust on me at the moment, and sprinkle it directly into the sawdust and they will burrow into it. The problem is though, you've got to wait at least a week to 10 days if you're going to feed that rodent to your snakes. Okay, so do it with your breeding adults. You can chuck carbodust in, but make sure that you don't throw carbodust in on your weaners and your pups and your feeders, basically the rodents that you're going to feed, because if it's got carbodust on its fur and your snake eats that rat with fresh carbodust on, it's gonna seriously make your snake sick. It could possibly even kill it. So the carbodust is used only for the breeding adults, and the same with the ivermectin. I'll do a flush out and I'll wait until the 20-liter container is empty. And then once I've done another 20 liters of fresh water, and the ivermectin the rats have basically pissed out all the ivermectin, it's gone through their system, and they've gone through another 20 liters of fresh water, then I'll start picking them out for feeding again. I won't feed the snakes while I'm doing an ivermectin treatment. Anyway, guys, that's me, Cole, North Coast Constrictors, over and out, and my girlfriend here, who I'm not going to turn the camera to because she fucking hates it. She gets pissed off. I told her that I was going to do a video on the rat breeding facility. She was going, no, I don't want to be on the video. And I was like, but it was by request. So I'm trying to keep her out of camera shot. Guys, hope you enjoyed that video. And we've got some more snake videos coming up for you this weekend. We've got just trying to work on some content. But I hope you enjoy this video with a bit of a difference. Cheers for now.